welcome back to my channel. This your girl Raven here, and today I'm back with another video. So I literally just filmed this video, right? Just to find out that my camera had just stopped recording, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I said all this whole story and it just cut. And yeah, and I had no idea this whole time. Guys, you guys might see me a few times like scratching right here in my nose. I am not digging in my nose. Like right here on my nose keep itching. Like I don't know why. Maybe it's the perfume or something I put on. I only put perfume right here, but it's just like itching and it won't stop, and it's annoying. But today's video is going to be a story time. I honestly have no idea how to title this, but it's going to be along the lines of me talking about how my boss was yelling at me. He went off on me. He cussed me out. He was being disrespectful. Shawty wanted to get mad and throw them hands because I don't like when people talk to me any type of way, especially if I'm doing my job and doing what I'm supposed to do. Then I feel like I should be shown respect, you know? But anyway, so let's just jump right into it. So this story takes place in the spring of 2017. I had been unemployed for about a month and 2 weeks, and I was on Indeed like every day applying for jobs. Finally, like I got hit up from this job. It's for a hotel. So I'm like, yes, y'all. Like I was so geeked because I've been trying to get into the hotel business for a minute, you know, and I hadn't had any luck because like I don't have hotel experience, so nobody would hire me. So I'm like, yes, like finally, this is my chance. I knew that I was going to get hired at this job, which I did. I got interviewed on Monday and I started on Tuesday. And when I had started, there was also this other girl who was starting with me named Raquel. And Raquel, she was really cool. Michael was the guy who hired both of us, and he had ended up selling us that day to go to Home Depot to get like a key made, and also we had to get like a bucket or something. So Raquel and I kind of talked for a moment, like during the car ride, like, what is your thoughts about the job? I told her, like, I feel like this job is easy, like it's cool, but the only thing that seems kind of sus is that we haven't filled out like new hire forms. You know how usually on your first day of work, you fill out new hire forms, you learn about the company, you talk about the pay, direct deposit, all that stuff. We didn't do none of that. We immediately just started working. So she was like, yeah, you know, I feel the same way. I'm going to finish out this week and see how it goes. And if I don't like it, then I'm going to quit, because she already had a different job anyways. So she came back on Wednesday. After that, she never came back. Monday comes. Guess what? There's a new lady. And guess what? It's Raquel's mother. And I was like, well, don't tell Michael that, because he already said something about Raquel just up and leaving like that, because Raquel did like a no call, no show type of thing. So she was like, okay, like I'm not, you know, whatever. So we get into the next week after that, and it's Friday. And this is where things started to seem a little suspect even more. So I had to be at work at 10:30. Miss Ronnie, Raquel's mother, she had to be there at 11. So I'm calling Michael like when I got there. So I usually got there about 10 minutes early. So I called him, I texted him. I wasn't hearing anything from him, like nothing. And I was like, something seems kind of off. Like, you know, why he not answering the phone? And by that time, Ronnie came, and I'm looking like she's here early. And so she asked me if I was able to get in touch with him, and I was like, no. So I told her I feel like something is up, and I feel like it has something to do with like the boss or this actual business itself, you know. I don't know, because he just doesn't give me the type of impression that he would do a no call, no show. Like, it's just no. And so by that time, we get a phone call. It's from Matthew, who is the boss, and he specifically works at the other location in San Diego. So he tells us that he's on his way down to LA, and he'll be here in about 3 hours. And he also said, get the keys to these rooms, go ahead and start cleaning up. The supplies will be outside of Michael's door, because Michael actually lived there at the hotel. Now these hotels are vacational hotels, so they are actually set up like apartments. So it does have like a kitchen, does have the bathroom, it does have like bedrooms, like 2 bedrooms, 1 bedroom, you know, whether you get the price is really determined on whether you get a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, a 3 bedroom, you know, it varies. and it's really nice. Like the hotels is really nice. We're pretty much almost done by the time like Matthew decides to get there, and I had to stop in the room that Ronnie was working in to get something, and so I got it and I was walking out, and when I had left and I was walking down the hallway, I had saw this tall light-skinned man in a suit, and I instantly knew that had to be Matthew. So I ended up getting to the room that I was in and then putting that stuff there. By that time, Ronnie called me and said, hey, Matthew's here. He wants you to come down to room such and such. So I went back down to that room and I introduced myself to him. It seemed like he wasn't having it. Like he just had a bad attitude. And I kind of understood because the way that Michael had left. So I'm pretty sure Matthew was like worried or like stressed out at this point. So he was like, so are you guys done? I was like, yeah, we're done. I was like, it's just like some of the rooms need like some supplies because Michael gave us a checklist and each room had to have each thing on this sheet. And so it was something small, maybe like a corkscrew or something. And he was like, Matthew was like, don't worry about it. We don't need that. So he was like, okay, let's go to the rooms. We checked all the rooms to make sure all of them were clean. He said they were good and that we could go. But he didn't need both of us to come to work like tomorrow or Sunday. So he needed one person on Sunday to work and one person on Saturday to work. And so it was Mother's Day weekend. So I ended up working on Sunday and Ronnie worked on Saturday. And so, yeah, so it was cool. Sunday was the day that it was the problem. This was the day that everything went left, like, bruh. Like, so anyways, I get to work. I think I had to be at work at like 11:30. And so when I got to work, Matthew had texted me the room numbers and everything to work. So I went to each of the rooms and I was knocking on all the doors that was supposed to have been working on. Like housekeeping should have already been there, like working on and everything. And nobody answered the doors. So I called Matthew and I told him, like, I knocked on all the doors and nobody answered. I don't know where housekeeping is. And he was like, okay, let me call them. He called housekeeping. They said they were in room 419. And I was like, that was the first room I went to because 419 was in building 1. And that was the first room I went to, but nobody had answered. So I ended up going back there. They answered the door, whatever. After that, I got the keys from them. I went to all the rooms, unlocked the door. They were just doing little things like finishing up the laundry because each room had a washer and dryer as well. So they were just doing the laundry and stuff like that. And so I'm like, okay, like cool. So I had already started working, but I really didn't officially start working. I just put little things in there. Like I would, oh, like this room doesn't have that, this room doesn't have that. And I would go put them in each of the rooms. And then by the time housekeeping was done with everything, I can officially go ahead and start doing my portion. So I went into the room and 556 and 456 was in building 2. So I started off over there and, you know, I started cleaning up and all that stuff. Pretty much that room was already good, so it wasn't that much for me to do. And then I just got the stuff, and then as I closed the door and I was literally walking to 456, that's when I had got a text message from Matthew, and he was like, hey, just following up with you. What are you doing? And I texted him and I told him that like I just left a 556 and I'm on my way to room 456 right now. And then I got to the room, I put everything down and I started doing like a walkthrough of the room to see like what needed to be done. And I had to like really re-straighten up the bathroom. I noticed that the housekeepers didn't put trash in the trash cans and stuff like that. It was just little things that the housekeepers didn't do. So I was in the bathroom and I just had to clean the tub again or whatever. So I'm cleaning the tub and everything, and in the midst of that I hear like a notification on my phone, but I ignored it. My phone is literally in the kitchen, I'm in the bathroom. So I continue cleaning up, whatever, you know, whatever. And then I go check in the other room and I'm looking under the bed. I'm checking closets and stuff, like, because there has been times where like I randomly see a slice of pizza in the closet on the floor. And it's like, why is the slice of pizza in the closet on the floor? Like somebody was hiding it. It's not in a box or nothing, just a random slice of pizza. So I'm like, what the heck? So anyways, so I'm just checking all the rooms to make sure it's good to go. But then that's when so I go to the kitchen, get my phone, answer it. It's Matthew calling. And he's like, so checking on you, what are you doing? I said, so 556 is done. Currently I am in room 456 and I'm literally almost done. I just gotta go get, I think I needed like some toilet paper or something to bring in there. So I was like, I'm about to go get some toilet paper and bring it in here, and then after that I'm done with that room, and then I go to 419. And he was like, okay, so did you go turn the keys into room 556 to security? And I was like, no. And so he was like, why? Why haven't you turned the keys into room 556? I told you 20 minutes ago to turn the keys into room 556. Where I tell you to do something, you do it. You understand me? Yeah, I'm going to be calling you every half hour to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't answer my phone calls or my texts when I text you or call you, that tells me you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so I'm just like, wait, hold up.
Oh, hell no!
I'm like literally like on the shock right now, because I'm like, did this dude just do a whole 180 and like switch up on me? Like just was just calm and then just started yelling at me out of nowhere. And I'm just like really getting aggravated at this point, and the blood in my body just started boiling, and I was literally like right there where I was about to go the hell off on him, because I'm a big person, like where you show out at is where you get it at, and you're not just about to talk to me any type of way. I don't care if you're my boss, I don't care if you're my manager, I don't care if you're my supervisor. If your name is not Jesus Christ, you better talk to me like you have some sense. Like only Jesus Christ, only God could talk to me any type of way. If you're not them, bye. Like, bye. Like, who are you? I was just literally on one, just like, no, he is not right now talking to me like this. And I'm like, it was coming, guys. Like, it was coming. And I'm a person, like, I have a short temper. Like, I am so nice, but then at the same time, I am so mean, depending on the situation or whatever. Like sometimes if I hold stuff in, then the situation would escalate, but sometimes like it would just come out and I have no filter. So it just depends on the situation how it's going to be. But at that point in time, like I needed that job because I had already been unemployed for a month, and I'm still putting out applications, but haven't had any luck back. But like I was just like, this dude is literally talking to me sideways, like, bruh, like, Jesus be a fence all around me every day. Jesus, I need you to protect me as I travel along the way. I know you can, I know you will fight my battles if I just stay still. Like, bruh, like, I was literally on one. And so he was like, so what I want you to do right now is to stop what you're doing, get the keys to 556, and go turn it into security. And while you're down there and you turn the keys in, call me to let me know. And I'm just like, okay. Hung up the phone. And I'm just like, yo, like, I'm gonna do this shit on my own terms. Like, I'm gonna turn the key in when I feel like turning the keys in. So I literally at that point got my phone. I called my mama. I told my mama, I said, Mama, you need to calm me down before I call this fool back and I go the hell off on him. And she was like, why? What happened? And I told her, and she was like, okay, just calm down, calm down. And she's like, just continue to fill out job applications, and then after that, say fuck them. Like, fuck it, you know? And I was like, I'm just mad because you calling me and you're being disrespectful towards me, and you get mad at me because I didn't go turn the key in. Like, he didn't even let me say, oh, I didn't see your text message. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even let me talk. He just instantly up here yelling at me. That was my issue. And then at the same time, if I'm in building 2 and security is all the way in building 1, how come I can't just finish both of these rooms and then go turn the keys in? You know, like, I just felt like so disrespected, and you're fussing at me and I'm doing my job. Like, if anything, I felt like if I was to answer that phone so quickly or answer your text message so quickly, that would tell you that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if I don't answer the phone instantly, that means obviously that I'm cleaning up or I'm doing my job. Like, I don't have my phone in my hand every day, all day. But okay, grab the keys, I walk out the room, and I go to the elevator. So I hit the star button. Guess what, y'all? I did not end up in the lobby. I ended up in the parking structure. And I got lost. I was lost for like 25 minutes in the freaking garage. And how this hotel is set up is that there's like about 4 or 5 elevators on each floor. And you, in order to get to the lobby, you need to be on a specific side of the building. And I was just so caught up, and even still, like, a lot of people still would get confused, but like I was just so like caught up in this like anger, like this dude was yelling at me, that I wasn't even thinking. But I ended up going on the wrong elevator, and then I started getting lost. I'm going through different doors trying to find the exit, but it wasn't the exit that leads into the lobby. And so then I kept going up and down certain staircases, like I kept going up and down different elevators, and I was just like really confused. Like I was like, the adrenaline in my body was just like running, like it was like up here. I was just like really mad and everything, like like breathing hard type stuff. Like I was just like, yo, like I was so gone at that point. And so then at this point I get a phone call. It's from security. They're calling me trying to find out where I'm at, and I'm like, yo, like I'm in the garage and I'm lost. And they're like, you're lost? And I'm like, yeah, like I've been walking around forever trying to get out of here. And I was like, I'm in front of a door that says B. And they're like, B. And so one of the guy that was on the phone with me, he opens the garage door and he's like, I don't see you. And I'm like, I'm literally standing in front of a door that says B. And he's like, which garage are you in? Are you in the second building or the first building? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. I think I'm in the second building. And then he's like, oh, because Matthew said you need to turn these keys in. And he's wondering, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm lost in the garage. And so I was like, I'll just figure it out. So I got off the phone with him. I'm walking around some more, and then I end up in the staircase, and then he calls me again. It's like, okay, where are you at now? And I'm like, I'm in the staircase. I don't know where I'm at. So he goes to a staircase that's right there near the lobby to building 1. Like, I don't see you in this staircase. And I'm like, obviously, like, you know, like he didn't even try to take notes. I was like, I'm on my way. I'll just figure it out. He's like, okay. So I got off the phone with him. I ended up going down a different staircase. And then when I got down that staircase, like, there was the exit where all the cars would come out of. So I ended up like, okay, here's an exit. So I walked out of that whole exit, right? And I'm in the back of the building for building 2. So which meant I had to walk all the way around to the front of the building, cross the street to get to building 1, turn the keys in. Dude looked like he had an attitude, like he was irritated with me. And so I text Matthew, and I was like, okay. So I turned the keys into building 1. I mean, to room. I was like, okay. So I turned so at this point I text Matthew, and I was like, okay. So I turned the keys into security for room 556. Now I'm on my way back to 456 and put some toilet paper in there, and then I guess I'm going back downstairs to building 1 to turn in the keys to security, and then after that I'm going to go to room 419 and clean that room. And then I was like, and it took so long because I got lost in the garage. And so, and I was like, and it's just easier for me to follow the method that Michael had taught me, to do room 456, 556, because I'm in building 2, and then I could went to go turn the keys in, or I could have finished all those rooms and then go turn the keys in. Because now at this point it's like almost 2:30, and I'm just like nowhere near done with 419. Like I haven't even started room 419. And so at this point, that's when Matthew texted me back, and he was like, no, what took so long was because you decided to get lost in the garage for over an hour. And he was like I said, because you're new, I'm going to be following up with you every 30 minutes. And if you don't respond back to me in a timely manner, that tells me you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So when I tell you to do something, you do it. And I have it set up like that for a reason, because you are new, so you don't get confused. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm not even responding back to this fool. Like, I'm done with him. So I finished my shift or whatever, and I left. And I called Ronnie and I told her what happened. She was like, are you serious? I said, yes. Like, he was mad disrespectful. She was like, you know what? Like, I don't even like him. And I could tell from instance, like, I didn't like him. And that he is just a black man that wants to be white so badly. Like, he wants to put on a suit and be the white man so badly. And that was just uncalled for. And it only did make sense for us to, well, for me to finish the rooms in building 2 and then turn the keys in. He did not need to yell at me, be disrespectful, and he already know how confusing, because he himself got lost. That day that he had came down there, he said he was lost. So knowing how easily you could get lost, and you're the boss of this place. So knowing how confusing it is in this building and you couldn't navigate it yourself, that literally says a whole lot. So you don't have the right to come to me and start fussing at me because I am the one that got lost. The food was rude, y'all. He was so rude. But anyways, like, after that week, it was the next week, we get into like Monday. After that, the next week was Monday, and we saw Michael like in passing, and then we spoke to him and everything. He just looked like he wasn't having it. Then we saw him again on Wednesday, just randomly, and he was like, I'm so sorry guys for what happened, blah blah blah. He was just going through some personal stuff. And after that, he was like, so you guys can have the rest of the week off because it's going to be pretty slow. So he's like, okay, bet. So the next Monday comes and we come to work, and I'm calling him, I'm texting him. Again, I am not getting no phone call back, no text message, nothing, no answers. So I asked security which room were they working that day. Security told me, and Ronnie and I, we went up to the room, and guess who we saw? We saw Michael there with housekeeping. He looked at us, didn't say nothing. And then he was like, okay, Raven and Ronnie, come out. Let me pull you in the hallway for a second. And he told us that they were letting us go because Matthew felt like there was too much money that's going out opposed to coming in. And so he felt like there was no need for us to be there. He felt like Michael could just do the job himself. And Michael was like, he just wasn't sure. That's why he didn't say nothing, just in case Matthew had changed his mind. And so he was like, and also we're getting ready to move different locations because this was a third-party company that had hired us. It wasn't the hotel itself. So they're leaving this hotel and they're going somewhere else. So there's a possibility that they may need us again in June. So that was the situation. We worked there for literally, well, I worked there for about a month, and then we were let go. And I was just really mad because I wasted my time and I could have been somewhere that was actually stable. But yeah, that was my experience, y'all. It was nothing but Jesus that touched his soul, you know, because he was about to have it, y'all. He was about to have it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on those post notifications. Follow your girl on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Raven Renee. And if you've been in a situation similar to this, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.